Borderlands would make for an unreal battle royale game. Whoa, I just remembered. What the hell am I doing? We have the luxury of AI voices now, don't we? Hold on.
Borderlands would make for an unreal battle royale game. So many elements would work seamlessly in VR. Art style damage indicators, plethora of weapons, amazing world. I'd love it.
Well, Allier, your dream has become a reality because DLC 6 for Borderlands 3 Arms Race is close enough to what you asked for. However, it was much less successful than someone would have thought. With such a popular genre having its own little twist in the Borderlands franchise, you really would have expected greater results. Now, the best way I personally would describe Arms Race is by calling it a crossover between Fortnite. I mean, you have builds, just a different sort of builds. And Escape from Tarkov, in a sense, where you can extract all the items you found in the Storeblind complex into the actual main game and use in your builds. Kinda cool on paper, and honestly, execution wasn't that bad either. But if that's the case, Crypto, then why did Arms Race fail? Shh! We'll be getting onto that soon, but before that, let's discuss the good that this DLC brought us, as I feel like it's always very underlooked. Like when Arms Race released, oh boy, people were shitting on this. This was the YouTube rewind of Borderlands DLCs. Up until Wonderlands, that is. But I was one of the only white knights for it, and it was mainly because they tried to do something different, you know, it wasn't a story-focused DLC. Like, I know the majority of people in the Borderlands community always want the games to stick to the same formula, because like the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And literally everyone who has bought a Borderlands DLC in the past can at least admit they slap, okay? For the amount of money you pay for them, they slap. They're very worth it. So stepping out of that comfort zone, to me, is a very respectable move, in my humble opinion. Though despite Arms Race not being a story DLC, it did bring back some fan favourite characters, those being Axton and Salvador. And okay, I can admit, okay, we got a bit too overhyped for this return. Axton was just talking about shoving his dick in his turret or some shit. I don't know, I completely forgot. It's kind of forgettable, and Salvador was probably just screaming his ass off somewhere in the distance. What is it that he actually shouts? Hold on. Bienvenidos a la fiesta, amigos. I'm such a good Salvador voice actor, 10 out of 10 impression. Fuck, that's killed my throat, Jesus Christ. But you get the point. Seeing them return, or at least having confirmation these two fan favourites are still alive, was really nice. The Stormblind complex was also a fairly good map. I'm pretty sure it was a tiny bit bigger than the Digistruct Peak, which made this area claim the position of the biggest map in the entire franchise, which is really cool. And let's not forget the items that were included in this DLC as well. Most notable, of course, being the plasma coil and the kick charger. God, I'm gonna get in so much shit for putting the kick charger over the boogeyman, aren't I? But as cool as these were, I do agree with the people on the other side of the fence saying that it's really annoying how Gearbox locks all the OP items behind the new paid DLC. Like, it really does feel scummy. Especially when the items are this easy to get as well. Like, literally all you do is open a chest. Meanwhile, the Guardian Takedown has the Web Slinger. Oh my god, guys, I can climb walls now. How cool! No! And finally, for the good, how could I not mention that each run feels different? Because this game mode relies heavily on chests and RNG, it almost guarantees you'll be using something else each run. It'll take you quite a while to get bored of it. Enough of my opinions, now on to why Arms Race ultimately failed and was disliked by the wide majority. First reason? Who on this planet, scratch that, this solar system, asked for a Battle Royale themed mode in Borderlands?
Borderlands would make for an unreal Battle Royale
shut
game.
The fuck. Don't get me wrong, as much as I very clearly love this mode, I would take a regular story DLC over it any day. Like, that's such a no-brainer. Way more content for your $15, and they significantly add onto the universe. And even if people were asking for this, listen, the Allier tweet came out in March of 2019, Arms Race released in November of 2020. Bit too late, fellas. And at this point, everyone was just getting sick of the Battle Royale genre, so as soon as people saw the concept of this mode and the trailer premiered on the Borderlands show, they had a negative mindset straight away. And to be fair, considering this is a DLC for a Borderlands game, they really weren't shy of removing anything resembling Borderlands. Except the guns, of course. Out of it, no skill trees, no guardian rank, no action skills, all of what makes Borderlands great, gone. Their excuse was something like, this is so each player is on even ground and everyone is equally balanced, but personally, I think they just couldn't think of a way to incorporate this properly in a creative way. Either that, or what I think is most likely, is skill trees would require completely different scaling for the entire mode. I'd assume the scaling would be similar to the base BL3 scaling, so any weapon below the purple rarity would just suck and be unusable, you know? It really just felt weird gathering the new class mods which dropped within the Stormblind complex itself and not being able to use them until you extracted them and left Arms Race. It was... Yeah, they definitely did it out of laziness. There's also the fact that the Stormblind complex, as good as the map is, was the only map. I would have loved to have different maps that rotate each week, even if you had to pay like an extra $5 for them, you know, it would have just made it feel like there's something new to do. With just the Stormblind complex, it got boring real quick. But you know what else made this mode boring? The heavyweight Harker, the final boss. Motherfuckers just got dump truck and put him on a dog, I swear to God. Peak Gearbox right here. At this point, they could have just put the Proving Ground bosses here and have them randomly change each run. That would have been way more fun than fighting this guy. And you know what, whilst we're on this boss topic, I always really wish they added some sort of secret combination around the map to summon some sort of raid boss. That would have been so cool. Kinda like how Dexy was summoned back in Borderlands 2. Sometimes when playing Arms Race, you get god roll items, and you know for a fact that you'll melt the final boss, so that little hidden challenge would have been so cool, man. And now, onto the final point on why Arms Race was a commercial failure of a DLC, and that's because... it cost money. Listen up, alright? I know it sounds crazy, but they clearly made this DLC just to piggyback off the Battle Royale hype and try to bring new players into the franchise. That's why they paid a variety of huge streamers like Dr. Lupo and more to stream this on release, right? It's a good way to get more players interested. But this DLC was $15. Battle Royales are usually free. All the popular ones free. So they really didn't bring anyone new into this franchise, and all they did was give content to the already existing community. If they still wanted to make profit off of Arms Race whilst bringing a new community in, they could have always made the mode free to play, but you had to pay like, I don't know, say $5 to use and extract your items. That would have been a much better way to go about it. It really just did not feel like they knew what they were doing with this DLC at all. But anyways, on to you, my gamers. What do you think of Arms Race? You like it? You dislike it? Let me know which and why in the comment section down below. And yeah, that marks the end of this little documentary. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe as it helps the channel out a lot. I make content all things Borderlands, so it's probably worth sticking around. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay classy. Peace.